8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, hi Zen. So, go back to Life is Strange. Hope is it okay? Hope it is okay. Like the dimensions, I suppose. I really take more time to fix this camera than I did with my other one. The other one I had was a kind of portable one. It was more like it was an action camera, a small one. I wanted to take a cheap slash like easy to use camera, pretty much, so that I could familiarize myself with the sport, because I was just beginning to make a video. Obviously I still have that camera, it's a very good camera, but it overheats. That's why I changed it. You remember those frames that were frozen? It was because it was overheating. I searched that a lot, if it is the software or anything. It was just because it was overheating itself, because it was made to record like a video every 20 minutes, so it's like 20 cut, 20 cut, so you have like many files in the camera that are all maximum 20 minutes each file. And that's because it's like a portable small camera, as I saw, and because it was made for voyages, it was built so that, why did it disconnect? Okay, so yeah, it was pretty much built to withstand small kind of pressure, like small videos from your trip, from your holidays, stuff like that. So yeah, now I have taken a better camera. Obviously that was for 70 that I took, but the actual price was 120. It has a lot of stuff on it, like it has a filter. I don't even have to put the filter like manually on my software later when I fix that. Not quite sure if I should. Okay, what if I... Okay, so it doesn't change. Helgi, what are you doing? So basically I was testing if the filter should be changed, because I'm not quite sure if it is writing or okay. So yeah, anyways, let's leave that. Okay, so continue. We had left the video where Max and Chloe went into the dark room in the barn. Obviously barn, my father says crayon. Yeah, crayon, definitely. That's crazy with my dad. My dad calls him crayon. Crayon is like in English obviously, but it's also how an ancient Greek would call him, because I call him Creodas in modern Greek, like Creodas is the modern Greek name. Ancient and English is crayon. So yeah, we went to the barn of the press coach. We found Rachel and Kate, photos of them, basically, not exactly them, in the files inside the locker. We also found that there are other girls that have been tortured in that dark room. We also learned that the dark room is actually what the photographers use. We didn't know that before. It's the room where photographers use to take photos and do the photo shoots. That was what Nathan wrote in his drawing, Rachel in the dark room, Rachel in the dark room. We located that Rachel basically was in the junkyard. She was dead, she was buried. Nathan has definitely something to do with this. Helga, why are you saying that? I'm not saying anything. Let's see how the story goes, so I'm not gonna spoil or anything. um, because it will destroy the magic. But if I can say something from now, yes, Nathan is involved, but there is more behind him. It's not him the only part of the story. There are more elements to it. But I won't spoil anything more. Let's see the actual story, how it goes. So let's get started, I suppose. So that's the Vortex Club party.
I hope Nathan enjoys his last party.
And we hear the drum, like the bass from inside the pool, I suppose, where they are hosting the party.
Chloe, we can go right to the cops. We have proof. Fuck the police. Rachel wanted us to find her, so we could get real justice and revenge. The Prescotts have had this coming for 100 years, and nobody is gonna get in my way. Especially with your help. Right?
I'm with you to the end, Chloe. You know that.
I like how thoughtful these games are, and
Shit!
like they have so many philosophical questions, and I really like that. I am that philosopher who doesn't like philosophy, and uh, people have made philosophy to appear like this, like a very chic, delicate type of like crap that anybody would wanna do, and if you do it, you are elite, however you pronounce that word. I'm a Greek, but it's crazy that it is so stupid and so utterly like confusing. Even for me, it is confusing because even though I have mastered that thing, I have no idea. For example, do you remember when I said that Plato started talking about the number 60 or something, and then he started talking about number 100? That doesn't really make sense, and I learned how to roll with it because this is what I was supposed to do. But that doesn't mean that I like it. It's very very boring. Like it's meh. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But they make it appear like this is something that you should do, and if you do it, you are something beyond, and that's really crazy because it is nothing like that. It's just ridiculous. It's just you talking with Zeus and nothing more. Um, so you hear somebody say, "I am a philosopher," you are like, "Wow, you are something important." No, you're not. No, you're just talking with Zeus. That's what you do. And if we speak about Plato, I have no fucking idea why he is still venerated as something important. He didn't say anything. He just said crap from Zeus. Like all his stories are demonic. They are like ignorant, demonic. As I said, obviously they shouldn't even be discussed. That's what I'm trying to say. They shouldn't even be a thing to talk about. I get people were primitive, let's say, in the ancient times, and they didn't know better, and if they tried to find God, maybe they would find Zeus. Maybe, I'm not quite sure, because when I searched for God, I found Yahweh. So I don't think this is an excuse like you didn't know. I think you didn't want to know at the end of the day, because I also fell in the trap, because I was deceived. But when I searched genuinely and put everything aside, and that doesn't have to do with this deception, that has to do with you just wanting to find God, I found Yahweh. Okay, so I don't think it is an excuse when somebody says, well, they didn't know they didn't want to know better. Basically, that's what I mean. But even if we pretend for a moment that they couldn't find God and they only could find Zeus, which is crazy, for the point that I make is, it is crazy to say so, because I can't accept that Zeus, who is so difficult to access, He wants mystics. He wants obedience. He wants you to follow a discipline, to talk to him, and he doesn't talk to anybody except if you follow his regulations and his law. Okay, Yahweh is not like that. I can't accept that you can find this person easier than my father. That's ridiculous. If you ask me, it's just your opinion and it's just your position of heart to find Zeus at the end of the day. But let's put this aside and let's pretend that you can only find Zeus in the ancient times. Okay, we went forward. Jesus died for our sins. Okay, why aren't we talking about Jesus then? And why are we still talking about Plato? Why aren't his books obsolete from the planet? Maybe we can have them as relics to see how stupid people were once. Okay, no problem, no big deal. But why are we still talking about these people and what crap they wrote about the demons? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, conclusion say, don't be jealous of me being a philosopher. It's not. It's crap. It's crap. Didn't you see what I'm doing? I'm just finding sentences behind the numbers. That's crap. That's nothing. It's stupid. It's demonic. It's utterly ridiculous. But what I'm trying to say here is that, like, um, like this game has philosophical elements, okay, but at the same time the elements that it has, they are not demonic. They like, you have like this discourse, what if this, what if that, like what if we could turn back time, would we change anything if we let the past be as it is, do we like the consequences? Yeah, this is a very good philosophical slash theological discussion. I like that, but at the same time it's not demonic. It's actually making you think deeper, make you maybe reassess some things that you had like as, like, you know, data. You in your head you can actually think them again, and maybe you have different positions after the game, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like as a philosopher, that's real philosophy for me. The crap that I was doing and the crap that I can't do, it's crap for me. That's what I'm trying to say. But let's get on with the video.
This is like that eclipse.
Yeah, so we
You're
have an
right.
eclipse.
Look at the outline.
I can't tell if they're different.
What is
It
that?
can't be two moons.
Jesus, Chloe, look up at the sky.
Possible.
Beautiful. I don't give a shit. The world is ending. Cool.
You're not listening. Something major is going down.
That's right. Nathan Prescott is going down.
So yeah, it was two
Welcome to the end of the
moons.
world, ladies. I'm glad you decided to escort me.
You look really good, Warren. Are you alright after today?
I really flipped out on Nathan. I just hate bullies. And Max, he's dangerous.
Where is he?
I didn't see him at the dorm again. I was held up in my room.
Dude, have you been drinking?
Well, if you consider half a beer drinking.
Let's go, Max.
Hey. I know this is a bad time, but can I get one picture? I've been feeling like this might be actually the end of the world, so I want to have something for prosperity.
Well, I don't blame you, Warren.
I know, I'm a pain in the booty. Just one picture.
Action.
We've got no time for this shit. Come on, Max.
Sorry. I just wanted to feel like a normal student after this week's ultra-violence. I never hit anybody like that before. I was always the one getting my ass kicked.
Hey, we still need your expert help. If you see Nathan, text me immediately, okay? And do not let him see you.
He won't. I know how to be invisible here.
Not to me, Warren. Text soon.
So I maybe need to adjust again the lighting. That's a really big issue, that we can't have an inside the Nintendo Switch camera like we can have with a laptop, and this is what causes some things to be blurry in the screen. which is sad, but yeah, you could see that there were two moons in the sky. We can play the game together if you come back.
Hi, can I take your phone or anything? No, I didn't see any tablet with cat pic.
Okay, Chloe, where the hell are you?
I hate touching all these clothes.
It is kind of nasty.
Plus, some of the Vortex Club always give me attitude.
Stella, that's what they're here for.
Hi, Stella. Hey, Max. Welcome to the end of the world. Do you want me to check anything in?
No thanks, Stella. Have you seen Nathan yet?
No, thank God. That boy creeps me out. Wait, some girl just asked about Nathan before you came in.
Nathan's creepy.
Why does Nathan creep you out? He should. I just want your reasons.
He's a bully for one thing, and he hit Warren for another. But have you ever looked at his eyes? Glazed and raging. Me no like.
So why are you working at a Vortex Club party? I didn't think you wanted to be a member.
Screw that. I'm here for the job.
Who hired you? Anything unusual? Who hired you?
Who hired you?
Mr. Jefferson asked me because he knows I don't have a lot of money, even with my job and scholarship. I'm not cool enough for this school.
Yes, you are, Stella. You're smart, honest, and you bust your ass for Blackwell. I hope everything turns out your way in the end.
Well, thank you, Max. I really appreciate that. Hey, your face looks so intense. Are you okay?
No, I'm actually not okay. I just need to find Nathan. And don't get too close if you see him.
Hell no. This is homework, not a party. I'll text you if I spy him. Good luck.
Okay, so as you can see, I am answering as you would answer.
I still haven't seen Nathan. I promise to let you know.
So they are not like how I would answer, it's how I think you would answer.
I love this song.
We need to find Nathan and take him down.
Who's outside? I'm Justin. Oh, I tried to you tonight.
Okay, let's try to go to the club. Whatever, let's go to the club. We wrote the names.
Sorry, your name isn't on the list. Yes, it is. I saw the Victoria Rice.
Excuse me, but I'm going in.
Sorry, but this is the VIP section. Members only. Okay?
Sorry, but I'm on the list, okay?
I know that Max Caulfield is not on any list for the Vortex Club. Nice try.
Listen,
No, you listen. Courtney is supposed to be the VIP gatekeeper, not me. So please go.
Okay,
I need to find a way to enter this bullshit club.
okay, maybe I should ask Courtney, I don't know. We didn't enter the club, but let's try nevertheless.
hey, Courtney, how are you? What is Max Caulfield doing at a Vortex Club party? It must be the end of the world. Get it? But seriously, like, what do you want? I didn't want to be alone tonight after this week, so I'm even on the guest list. But Zool, the gatekeeper, won't let me pass. You got on the list? That's very unlikely, but let's check it out. Follow me. Sarah, our friend Max here, claims she's on the list. Just for shits and giggles, let's see. No way. Yes way. That's my name right there.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Do you think I'm that dumb, Max? That's not even my handwriting, and I'm in charge of the list. Victoria is right, you are so fucking weird. Well, this is the closest you will ever get to a Vortex Club party again. Promise. Yes, you can leave now, Max. The party's over.
Okay, we can't enter like this. We have to enter the other way.
Great plan, Max. Time to find another way into the VIP section.
I told you, you have to ask Courtney to enter. The day when, the Halloween preparations, when Kate was when Kate was having her problems with Mr. Jefferson, this is how you enter the Vortex Club. So we have to go from this section here. And you are throwing this in the water. Push.
Whoa, what the fuck is going on? Okay, whoa, you stop the music, okay? DJ, what the fuck?
And now we have to rewind.
Oh my god, DJ Doom is checking me out.
Hey, you! Yes!
So we pass. As you can see, now we will start with Nathan.
Nathan is the Vortex Club, so his ass has to be here tonight.
Okay, let's see.
I heard they wouldn't let me merge the Vortex Club. Who pays for all this shit? I feel selfish
dead.
going to a party after this.
Rachel dead.
Dude! Nathan Prescott
Enter the
totally
Vortex
spun out.
Look at these entitled assholes. They don't give a shit about anybody.
That's a buffet, they don't care.
That tornado came right now. I would just sit here and watch for a while. But I have to make sure Chloe doesn't go on her own rampage. I hate feeling this way. It's dark and angry.
You did worse than my dad.
Yes, but can't be too.
Okay.
I know Victoria is next on Nathan's hit list. Should I warn her?
We have to talk to Victoria because Nathan is not here. I'm just spoiling a little bit, but the fact is we are playing like Ze here, so we are playing like Yuze, so I have to figure out if you would warn Victoria if you know that there is a girl that is in danger. Should you tell? No, I don't think you should tell anything. Why? My father asks why. Because I had an issue with the reader and you didn't let me know, you just let me burn. So that's why you wouldn't give a shit.
Did you? Sorry, Max. Vortex Club members only.
Sorry, I'm on the guest list.
I'm taking you off. Go fuck yourself, Victoria. I don't have time for this bullshit. Real cute, Max. You still pissed about me taking your picture? Do you even have a clue what's going on at Blackwell? Kate Marsh killed herself in front of you and me, everybody here. That's not my fault, Max. tried to blame me.
Nathan, blame, don't blame. Nathan, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't even say Nathan.
I blame Nathan for dosing Kate, but nobody at that party even cared she was so wasted.
It's a fucking party. Everybody is wasted. What do you want from me?
Some humanity, Victoria.
I'm the only person here who cares what Nathan is going through. I'm not the only problem child at Blackwell.
This is bigger than a problem child.
I'm not perfect, okay? I'm a teenager at an art school. I'm only here to become a photographer and get famous.
Jefferson, you suck. You have to. Nathan, what did you say? Jefferson, you have talent. You suck. Based on how you roasted me in the dissertation, can we all agree what you would say? Jefferson, you have talent. You suck. What? You suck.
Your photographs suck, Victoria.
Yes.
You make fun of my selfies, but most of your photos are basically
Yeah, roast her. This is how Zoe's talking. Yeah, you suck. Your photographs are like headshots. Yes.
I don't think Richard Avedon has...
Oh God. I don't think Richard Avedon would have anything to be afraid of.
You did not just
Yes,
say
he
that.
did.
I can't wait to see you choke when Mr. Jefferson selects my incredible photo for the Everyday Heroes contest.
Yeah, I saw you try to blackmail Mr. Jefferson last night because you're so incredible. That was so pathetic, Victoria.
No, creeper. We were talking about the contest. And you're just jealous again because you got Mr. Jefferson kicked out of going to San Francisco. Like he cares about you.
Like Mr. Jefferson gives a shit about you either. I mean, have you ever even watched his body language when you try to cuddle up to him? Sad.
Ha ha! By the way, nobody says we have to be friends, Max.
Okay, no enemies. No need. You would block her. No need.
Good. I have real friends. I wouldn't want a fake one.
You try to act like all shy and humble. You took a picture of me covered in paint.
Who do you think set up the paint can to fall? It wasn't Samuel, dumbass. And you trashed my room after, so stop whining.
You did that? You bitch! You could have killed me with that fucking can. I almost got that freak Samuel fired.
And that would have been bad. You're right, Victoria, for once.
You actually think you're better than me. No fucking way.
Guess I'll never be a member of the Vortex Club.
No, bitch, you won't.
The dark room, don't warn her. You know, you wouldn't care. No, don't.
Never mind. It was good talking to you, Victoria, as usual.
Eat a dick, Max. You're just jealous of me because I actually do the things you can't. I put my photographs out there while you hide behind your lame retro selfie.
At least tell me where Nathan is.
Why do you want to know?
Principal Wells wanted to see us Monday. No big deal.
Then why ask me? I haven't even seen him tonight. Adios.
Au revoir.
Adios. Spanish au revoir is French. It means bye. Adios, it's really much like the Greek way of saying it. We say...
I have warned Victoria about Nathan. I mean, she might be evil, but...
In Greek we say adio. Or that's very much outdated and like more like archaic. Is το επανειδήν, is το επανειδήν. So that means bye. But it's very much archaic. That's the Greek way. But modern Greek is adio. So Spanish people say adios, and French say au revoir. So yeah, pretty much that's it. That's how it is.
Chips and crackers. That son of a bitch is not here. Where are you, Nathan? I better get Chloe. So the Vortex VIPs get real alcohol at their underage bar. Again. Chips and crackers. Spare no expense, Vortex Club. oxygen kit might come in handy with some of the binges. So good. Chloe's here. Well, she obviously didn't find Nathan.
There you are. Chloe, Nathan isn't here. Nobody has seen him tonight. He's definitely not upstairs or in the lockers.
Damn. Maybe he's hiding in his dorm.
Then let's bail. Nathan can't hide him.
So, you made it, Max.
Oh, hey, Mr. Jefferson.
Are you both okay? You look like you're on a mission.
Oh, I was just looking for Nathan.
Uh-huh. I didn't know you were pals with him. I haven't seen him since this afternoon. He seemed pretty upset. I think he's still quite upset over the whole gate situation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's talk later, Max. I have to announce the winner of the contest. I do wish you would have entered. You have to build up that resume and portfolio, but I know you will.
Thanks. I hope so.
This is how
Okay,
the
excuse
reader
me.
is talking.
I'm almost on.
Let's get the hell out of here, Max.
Okay, everybody calm down. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Look, I don't want to get in the way of the party, but it's time to announce the winner of the Everyday Heroes contest. Before I do, I want to thank everybody who entered their photograph and everybody who thought about entering. Now, this is the most important step in being an artist. Sharing your work with the world. All of you represent Blackwell Academy and everything our school stands for. As far as I'm concerned, you're all everyday heroes. The envelope, please.
What a sucker. This is how the
And the
reader is
winner
talking.
is... Oh my, what a shocker. Victoria Chase.
Obviously.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jefferson. It was your incredible photography that brought me to Blackwell, and I hope I can live up to your name and fame. I also want to thank all the students for being so dedicated in their pursuit.
This is what type of students you have there. And if you're like, Helga, I don't care, I'm just going there to do my job. No shit, but I had problems. I had problems with them and you didn't care to know, and you're always like, Helga, you didn't care about me, you didn't care about... Yeah, no shit, you really did care about me, Zay. You really did. Especially with the fake grades system, definitely.
And I'd like to dedicate this prize to the memory of Kate Marsh.
How is
She
you?
was the real everyday hero of Blackwell.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You suck, Victoria.
Exactly, sucked. Yeah, she sucked.
Victoria won. Big surprise. I can't believe she blackmailed Jefferson.
She dedicated the award to the girl that she purposely bullied and posted the link to her video on the toilet. And this is the type of students you guys at the uni reward, and that sucks a lot. It really does. And you were like, Helga, did we have a Victoria when you were a student? Maybe we didn't have per se a Victoria, but what was that with Jamie? Why did you give him such a bigger grade? He didn't even enter your class. Can you actually answer me? Like, when you text me, can you actually answer me, Helga, I put Jamie a bigger grade than you did, you had, because this and that? Because I don't think Jamie was a better theologian than me, and I'm not saying that to roast him. He's a good guy and he's my friend. At least I see him as a friend. He's a really good guy, but he didn't step inside your classes. I did, and he didn't have my knowledge. Okay, I seriously have no idea how you guys grade, and if you think I should be grateful because you were giving me 60s out of 100 and not 40 and 50 that the other suckers were giving me, no, I'm not grateful. I'm actually thinking you should be ashamed of yourself for having a real philosopher in front of you, a real, like, prophet, and instead of cherishing that. Okay, I'm not a deity, I'm not a saint, but like in the sense, like I don't want people to have my poster in the rooms, but or in the church, but that's at the same time the fact that you didn't cherish me and you were trashing me all the time, and you were making me feel bad about being me, and I was thinking constantly of the other students, and I was wondering why I can't be like them, and you made me question my reality. Shame on yourself, Zé. No, I'm not happy that you were giving me 60 and 65 and whatever. I wasn't for these grades, I was for something even better. And once you gave me a 70 and then you gave me 65, yeah, Zé, you are for 65 because you have a PhD and you know basics, okay? I'm not for 65 or for 70. My work is for above 100. Even if the 100 is the bar, my work is for 200 out of 100 because I was talking with Zeus and now I'm talking with Yahweh. I don't know what is better than that. So just because you can't talk with anybody, you don't talk with anybody, that proves my point essentially. So yeah, go fuck yourself essentially for about that. Like I'm honestly very bad with that, and uh, shame on you. Honestly, fuck you.
Yes, I can. Who fucking cares? Rachel is still dead, and I want Nathan's punk ass now.
Me too. Let's go check out the dormitories.
Let's see how the story goes. But it's crazy like that I was seeing you grading me like that and you still have issues with my behavior. Okay, no shit.
Oh, Christ. Nathan just texted me. He says there won't be any evidence left after he's done.
Shit. We have to go to the junkyard right now.
Let's can you see now? So I'm just transferring my knowledge here. We see on the screen Nathan texted the girls that there won't be any evidence left after he's done. We didn't see him at the club, and his text. Okay.
Stop stomping around, Chloe.
I'm just transferring my knowledge. So Nathan said, after I am done, there will not be any evidence left. Okay. So let's translate the spiritual language so you can see that it's not Nathan texting. And if you're like, Helga, can you see it in the text? Yes, absolutely I can see it in the text that it is not Nathan. Just because the person who sends this is Nathan's phone, okay? So we see the picture, we see the number, we see, like a text that is like pretendingly, if that's the word, like coming from him. So there's no evidence left after I'm done. So that's definitely a direct speech coming from allegedly Nathan. That doesn't mean that it is actually Nathan. It could be actually somebody that is pretending to be Nathan. I will explain why. So the text says, after I am done, there will not be any evidence left. Okay. You think it's Nathan because you have all the evidence available, like you have his phone, you have his photograph in your phone, and you think it's him. The question you have to ask is, he wasn't at the club, okay? he wasn't even in the dormitories because Warren said I didn't see him in the dormitories, and the girls said in the club I didn't see him in the Vortex Club, and Victoria, who is his best friend, said I didn't see him all day, I didn't see him tonight, something like that. So nobody has seen Nathan. Nathan texts at night after many hours. When did we last see him? When Warren in the morning punched his face when we were in his dorm, okay, the dormitory. So when we were there, we saw Nathan laying on the ground, hit. Okay, we have passed about, let's say, 12 hours, and Nathan is not seen by Warren again. He was not in the dorm, so Warren says he was not in the dorm, he wasn't. And this matches with what the people in the Vortex Club say. He wasn't at the club. And the girls were in the barn, okay, and they saw that Rachel is buried in the junkyard, okay. So when Nathan wasn't at the dormitory, and Victoria said she didn't see him all day, also Nathan was neither, can you see, junkyard and barn. He wasn't there. Why? Because we didn't see him. We were in the barn, we were in the junkyard, he wasn't anywhere in these places. Where is he? It's evident that he's dead. It's evident. Somebody killed him. And if you are like, Helga, how can you see that from the spiritual language? Because he's nowhere. And he appears some hours later. He was hit, he was in the ground, if you remember. He wasn't in the best in the best like of in his best self. He was in the ground and he was saying nobody wants me, everybody hates me, my face is hurt. That's the last time we see Nathan. Warren doesn't see him again in the dormitory, so we put an X in the dormitory, we put an X in the Vortex Club. Victoria hasn't talked to him, she said I haven't seen him, I don't know where he is. And also we were in the barn, he wasn't in the barn, he wasn't with Frank Bowers, we have to cross this too, and we also didn't see him in the junkyard. So we have to hypothesize that between the morning when he was lying in the ground and was torturing himself essentially after he was hit by Warren, he somehow transported himself to the barn. That happened after Max and Chloe went to the barn and to the junkyard, and he found about Rachel. Maybe he saw the surveillance cameras, if the barn has surveillance cameras, maybe it has because it had a lot of equipment, so we will hypothesize that it has surveillance. So he saw them there, and then he went to the junkyard and saw that they learned that Rachel is buried, because the girl said we have to go to the junkyard. He didn't say though that he went to the junkyard and he learned about that. No, he said there will be no evidence left after I am done. And the girls thought I have to go to the junkyard. This is alluring from a mystic to go to the junkyard, because it's never mentioned. You think you have to go there, it's a trap. Do you get what I mean? That's why I'm saying Nathan is dead and somebody else is pretending to be Nathan. It's all in spiritual language, because you see a text that doesn't specifically say what will be absent after you're done. Like, there will be no evidence after I'm done, so you think immediately the barn and the junkyard, and the initial reaction you have in this is not to go to the barn and save the files. You get what I mean? It's to go to the body of Rachel in the junkyard, okay? So you don't go to the barn to save the files. If you did that, the mystic wouldn't even think of that. The mystics rely on emotions and how they tamper with that. Do you remember how I texted Fitzgerald? You tamper with the emotions of the person. You don't tamper with logic or with like pragmatism. You tamper with their heads. You manipulate their emotions. This is what mysticism is about. It's about lying, twisting truth, and pushing buttons in the brain. So basically what Jefferson said with that, cleverly, cunningly maybe, go to the junkyard, but he didn't say go to the junkyard. Why? Because he wants you to understand that you have to go to the junkyard. This is what he gives away so that you can actually do it yourself. This is how Zeus is talking. He doesn't say it, he's implying it. He wants you to think of it yourself. Why? Because he wants to manipulate certain events and certain things to his advantage, he and his mystics, to their advantage and not to your advantage. They want to use you somewhere. I don't exactly know each time how this could work, oopsie, but like this is how it works. This is how mysticism works. So Jefferson said like so the person who portrays Nathan here says let's go to the junkyard, but he doesn't say it. He says, I won't have, you won't have any evidence left after I finish. No, it's a trap, you shouldn't go there, you should go to the police at this point, because he's leaving evidence behind, and he wants you to go isolated there, and you shouldn't do that. It's dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous, and he's using a mysticism to do that. The person who is doing that is using mystical powers to do that. That's why it is catchy. Okay, so what I read in the text that Nathan is dead. He's definitely. If you're like, how do you see that? Because we haven't seen him. Somebody is pulling the strings. He probably took Nathan out of the way, and he's doing now the job. He's the mastermind. He's King Boo. Okay, so we have the ghosts, and we also have King Boo behind that. So, yeah, that's how it works. It's somebody behind that. And if you're like, Helga, I still can't see why you see that. It's because it's not because I have played the game, because many people have been astonished that it was not Nathan. So that's what I'm saying is canon. It's not because I have seen the game. It's because it makes sense. It makes sense if you see the clues that the game is giving you. It makes sense that the producers, they are telling you, they are blinking, Nathan is not here anymore, he's dead. And about the who texted, if you actually learn how the spirits talk, and if you learn how a voice is heard when they are pretending to be somebody they are not, and because, okay, this is something I can do, I'm not doing it. I'm never doing that. I'm not abusing my powers like that because I can't do that, but I don't want to become a Perseus. I don't want to become like that. But when you do it and when you know how spirits talk, I can decipher where the human voice is, where the spirit voice is, and all that stuff. When you can actually master that, you can see through it. Okay? So you can actually put that also to my experience. Like I hear a voice, it's mostly like a phone. I hear in the phone a voice and I can say this voice belongs to John, this voice belongs to Kate, this voice belongs to George, Stephen, and so on. But yeah, this is how it works, and Nathan is dead, definitely. Like you can see somebody's using his phone, somebody's using his phone, Nathan is nowhere to be around. There is no way he went to the junkyard and to the barn or in either place after we left, because it's not much time since we went in the car and we went to the party. So he's definitely dead. That's the only explanation you can have. So let's see how the story unfolds. I think I gave the name of the person that it is texting away twice or once. I honestly did this once. If I did this twice, I will. Anyways, I will like mute the name because I didn't wanna spoil obviously I know who is texting as Nathan, but it's really irrelevant. Doesn't matter who he is. He could be a guy, he could be a woman. When you are tampering with mysticism, you don't really care if they are woman or a man behind the screen. What you care, it's mostly like how Dumbledore said about Voldemort in the Chamber of Secrets. He had said it's not what matters who opened the Chamber of Secrets, because the answer is Voldemort at the end of the day. So who tampered with the phone of Nathan? At the end of the day, it is Zeus. One way or the other, either himself, he manifested as a person and he did that, or he used one of his many minions to do that. It doesn't matter, it is him. He did that, the devil did that, but the question is not who did it. We have the question, the answer to this question, one way or the other we have it. It's the devil. It's not what matters who did it, it's why. It's who and how. It's how and why they did it. It's how, as Dumbledore said, it's not who, because we're talking about Harry Potter. It's not who did it, it's how they did it. It's why they did it. So the how is how he accessed the phone, essentially, and how he managed to find about what we did in the junkyard. This answers the question also, like, how could he know that we were there? Did the barn have a surveillance camera? So this can actually make us eliminate a suspect and see who is used by Zeus to do that. And my honest question here is why? Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody text me that they are Nathan when they are not, just to deceive me to do something? That's very dark. That's a very dark question, because you can never know what a person has in their heads and why they are doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. But let's see how the story goes now. I think I have explained a little bit how my train of thought is working. So let's see.
Right. Just get ready to use your rewind fast if Nathan tries to jump us.
Okay, we can't see seriously anything here. Okay, we have to turn all the way down, up the wall. Yep, that one. The brightness. Okay, now I can walk. Can you see how dangerous this is? It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. You listen.
You're gonna suffer, Nathan.
You listen to a mystic. What we are doing now, I would have never done that if I was in their position. They are following the words of a mystic. One way or the other, the person who is texting is a mystic. He wanted me to go to the junkyard, and he wanted me to be isolated in the dark in the junkyard because he wants to harm me. That's what it means. Okay? And that comes after years of experience in the spiritual languages.
So creepy out here.
My father says that you would be wondering what I would do. I said about the police, but he says, what would you do instantly? Okay. I wouldn't do anything. I would pretend I didn't receive the text. That's what I would do. And when I would be confronted with the person that is texting me, because he would eventually feel agitated that I didn't respond, this is how a mystic would react. They would feel agitated that I am not responding and I'm not reacting. He would find a way to come into contact with me. Obviously, I can't smell like a dog, like a shepherd dog, who they are if I don't have any clues. Because how can you know who sent the text, who took the phone and texted? You can't know that if you don't have like. If I knew that, that would be only because my father would have told me, like, Helga, Nathan says here in the text, I know you know, but it's not Nathan, it's actually Stephen. And I know that it is actually Stephen at this point. And no, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, I mean, my father could have told me about that. He could have informed any person that, be careful of this Stephen, for example, or whatever. But um, let's say that we didn't know, and I came into contact with a person, let's say a Stephen, okay? Stephen comes into contact, I don't know that it is him, but he's trying to find the reason why I'm not reacting. When he would try to question me, I would instantly know that it is him. Why? Because mystics are so dumb when they are afraid, because they are taught with Zeus, and they have like this inherent worrying. Jesus says all the time in the Bible, do not worry like the Gentiles. You are grown to be afraid of Zeus. This is how you are taught by Zeus, okay? So he would show in his face, in his manners, in his voice, in his words, and in his syntax. I know that might sound creepy, but even in his syntax, the way he would position his words, the one behind the other, he would appear so instantly to me that they are actually the one that texted me. It's ridiculous. Like, if you think, Helga, how can a person who is agitated show it in the syntax? By all means, if you read Anarchically Royalist, the way that Henry is responding and treating the people around him, okay, the way that they are talking to him, and they are agitated because they understand that he knows something, but they can't prove, they can't speak. That's what I did in the Anarchically Royalist. I blocked these people from being able to ask me directly what I know, because if they ask what do I know, I would say, what are you talking about? Are you hiding something? You fucking mystic, are you hiding something? This is how it works. So what I did in the Anarchically Royalist is that I took one person against another, and they couldn't ask me directly why I'm doing that, because they knew that I know, they knew I know, okay, the Henry, right? The people in the inn knew that Henry knew. And why I did that? Because I wanted to show off my power. This is why I did this in the story. I'm just explaining in the context of the story, so you understand how I work. I wanted them to know that I have the upper hand, and I know something is wrong. I know something is very wrong with them, and they have hidden something. But at the same time, I wanted them to be afraid of what I could possibly know about them. So they could only guess and make dark thoughts inside of them what I could possibly know from the mansion about them, what the mansion revealed to me about them. So they could actually think, maybe they know that we did something bad to Imogen. Maybe they know that she's there. Maybe he saw her. Didn't he show her? Why he's saying that he didn't see her? Is he blind? She's dead. Like, they are questioning. This makes them agitated. I played with their minds. I manipulated them. I became a catfish to catch the catfish. I became a murderer to catch the murderer, essentially. This is what I did. I used my powers to catch them, because I'm working against them. I'm not working for them. And they thought that I know, and I let them know that I know, because I was making them pants. I said, I am not shutting my mouth like Imogen, but how long? So they know I know, but they can't see. I'm not allowing them to see what I know. Henry didn't know very much, but he played with their heads to make them think that he knows everything. Why this gives you power? Because they can't come to you and harm you, because if they do that, they are exposing themselves, essentially. You get what I mean? So when Philip said, why you said lies about me, why did you tell them that I wasn't here? Something like that. I don't really remember what I wrote. Do you remember when he saw the body? Henry saw the body. Henry said, why should I lie about you? Was I here to know if you were present in the execution or not? Philip can't answer I wasn't in the execution, because he wasn't. There was no execution. That was a lie. He couldn't, because he would give himself away if he did that. And he couldn't answer the question that Henry asked, because if he answered, you had a reason because you heard something in the mansion, Henry would be like what? You get what I mean? And if you are like, Helga, this is brilliant, yes, this is not really brilliant, this is a way of speaking, it's a spiritual language. You learn how to tamper with the spiritual language. This is what I tell you. And I say, text Fitzgerald, because this is what I did with him. If you can't see it, and if you're like, Helga, will this work? Will your messages work? Yes, I feel like God is pushing me. Like, not in the bad manner. I think He's like encouraging me. This is what I mean, to make this message for you, because if you text that text, Fitzgerald can't text this text to anybody and be like help, or he can't even ridicule me, because if he show the text, everybody will see what I wrote and they will start questioning him, and he doesn't want that. Do you get what I mean? So people will be like, why did she text that? And if he can't say there's nothing, because there is somebody that says that, I have a husband and you're not treating him well. You get what I mean? So the person who will read that, because it is written by a mystic, and I wrote an entire fabricated story that we were together and you cried and stuff like that. That's manipulating emotions. Okay, I am begging for a reaction, like the person who did the message on the Nathan message to Chloe. I am manipulating your head to think a specific detail. I'm manipulating the brain of the other person as a mystic to make them think that there is a guy from Asia that cried. You get what I mean? This is how it works. So when Fitzgerald shows the text, the other person will not think that I am a mystic. They will not think of that. They will see that I am claiming to have a divine connection with spirits, but they won't pay attention to that. Maybe they would say, yes, she's lunatic, okay, but she says something. This is where the gravity will fall, not in who I am, but who you are, because I manipulate your brain to think specifically. This is how he also played with your head. The romantic text that I wrote. Do you remember you know which ones? These ones. Manipulate brain. That's what I'm doing. And this is how it works. So you don't go there. I wouldn't go there. That's how to answer your questions. I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't ever go there. The person would reach out to me to understand why I am not working against them, because I know, but why I am not going to the police, why I am not reacting. And when they would talk to me, probably they would say something like, have you seen Nathan? I heard that you are searching for Nathan. Something like that, something along the lines. It would be like something like that. It would be something about Nathan if they asked me. And after they would do that, they would eventually try to push the question why I'm not going to the police. They would be like, did you see how Rachel is absent, how Kate is dead? Would you go to the police if you knew something? They would ask such a question, because mystics are stupid. They are manipulated by their own fear, by Zeus. And I told you, like Jesus said, do not be worried like the Gentiles. The Father in heaven takes care of you, okay? So when the mystic would essentially deal with worrying, they wouldn't deal with worrying like a Christian would. They would deal it as a pagan would, okay? So they would be afraid, and they would externalize their fear, and this is evident in the way they're speaking, and they would eventually be like I think I would go to the police. What do you think? This gives away eventually who you are. That you are the one that texted me. Okay, if they did that, if they asked me such a question, I would say if I knew something, this is how I would respond as a mystic. If I knew something, I would have gone to the police. I don't know anything, so why should I go to the police? And if you're like, Helga, that's a lie. Yes, exactly. I'm playing with their heads because they think I know. Probably they saw the surveillance camera in the barn. They saw that the ground in the junkyard is dig out, and I found that Rachel is buried there. So they know I know, but I'm refusing to acknowledge that I know. So this confuses a mystic very much. It confuses their brain because I'm manipulating their logic and their emotions. Is it bad? Yes, it is. That's why I'm not doing any of that stuff. I only know them, I don't use them. I was never in the dark side of the force. But it helps you sometimes to protect yourself from bad people, in the sense that a person who knows karate, hope I pronounce it correctly, they know how to punch a person, but because they have the black belt, right? But that doesn't mean that they go outside and punch people randomly on the street. But maybe if they are in the position of being threatened, let's say they are attacked at night by somebody, of course they will not sit there and wait for their doom. Obviously, they will use their knowledge in karate because they have a black belt, and they will defend. That's defense. That's not attack though. It's you defending yourself from a attacker. And if you are a professional black belt karate person in the sport, and the attacker is not that trained, like they are just a criminal and they don't know how to professionally deal with punches, if that makes sense how I'm explaining it, they will not be able to deal with me. I will have the upper hand. So this is how I use my powers to my advantage, if that makes sense. So let's see now how the story unfolds, because this is how the episode ends, and we will just play a tiny bit of the next one. And as I can see, we will play the final gameplay tomorrow, and because I talked too much about this, and yeah, let's go.
Rachel, I will get your revenge. I swear. Maybe we should have called the police.
Yeah, they should. They definitely should. I don't even know where I'm going because it's very dark.
Oh, I hate this place.
Okay.
Oh God, Max, look. She's still there. Don't look, Chloe. Oh, no.
Can you see what I was talking about? That's what I was talking about.
Look out.
Can you see? She was hit.
Chloe.
Yup. It's Jefferson. He is the killer. Yeah, I know, it's very... You didn't expect it to come out of nowhere, no, out of thin air. You didn't... It came like a surprise, essentially. But yeah. Okay. So now we will see how we dealt with our choices. Okay. So that was a good one. So you refused Chloe's request. Oopsie. 33%, all people, 67%, they wanted her to euthanize her, essentially. So you let Warren beat up Nathan, 45%. No one got hurt in the Frank Bowers confrontation, 76%. Chloe killed Frank at 6%. Chloe wounded Frank at 18%. So Victoria believed your warning, 67%. Victoria didn't believe your warning, 19%. You didn't warn Victoria, we are in the 14%. Okay. So You let the blue jay die 61%. I didn't even know where this is. You didn't disturb the bird's nest 92%. You found David's code 46%. So we were in the fewer. Kate didn't help you 35% because she's dead. You didn't motivate Daniel to attend the Vortex Lab party 71%. You didn't leave a message on Warren's slate 74%. You figured out Nathan's pin code 49%. And you didn't help Alicia 27%. Okay. So this is the next episode. Okay. So we begin in 2, 1. Here we go. So we will play just a tiny bit more from the polarized last episode. I'm not quite sure if I will continue again with the prequel or with the True Colors. I will ask Dad about that. What would interest you more to see, like the prequel with Rachel and Chloe? The prequel Before the Storm is about Chloe and Rachel. The True Colors is more, yeah, we have seen that it's about consequences, you have to choose wisely. So the game True Colors is it's in the same universe. The True Colors is in the same I don't know how to call it, there is a character in True Colors, Steph, who is also a character in Before the Storm, so the prequel of Life is Strange. So they kind of exist, the one world inside the other. You don't learn much about Steph being somebody that knew Chloe, but obviously they exist in the same universe. So I don't know which one you would prefer. I will ask Dad. Like if I play True Colors with the Asian protagonist, probably I will be myself, and you will see how I navigate into a crime story, my mystery, how I navigate things as a mystic and a prophet. So let's see now the story, and let's get right into it. So we are in the dark room. Okay, Helga, you know that, don't you? Yeah, I know. Polarized, episode 5 of Life is Strange. So we are tied up in the bunker, which is controlled, maybe owned by Mark Jefferson, who is the reader, as we said. Okay.
Chloe? What? Where? It's a dark room.
Is anybody out there? Please help!
Okay. So let's detach our
Help! Somebody help me!
So we see a sirens maybe.
God, I don't remember anything that happened. Oh shit, that's me. He took that shot last night.
Okay, so detach. You can detach.
These straps hurt.
What does it say there? Look.
Of course. And right in front of me.
Okay, right foot detach.
Finally, I'm free. Almost.
Okay, so look.
God, I don't remember anything that happened.
Okay,
If I could move it towards me.
yeah, pull. Okay, take a look.
I hate looking at myself like that. You'll pay for this, Jefferson.
So we will focus on the photo to go.
I promised I would never go back in time like this
Exactly.
again. But this is the only way.
Okay, so what are we gonna do now is go further back in the past through the photo and we will learn what is going on with Jefferson. Okay, okay, it's very difficult. Okay, give me a moment. So let's write this. I hate these photographs zooming. Why it's not zoomed enough here? Okay. Okay, here should be the closest we can get. So so you actually just do this, but Zay, I'm sorry, I might go not speaking for some minutes until I find the sweet spot. And this episode is doing that many times in a row, and it's already in my ass. Okay, finally.
Oh, Max.
Finally. Fuck my life.
This angle highlights your purity, see? The slightly unconscious model is often the most open and honest. No vanity or posing, just
What a
pure
creep.
expression. Oh, Christ. Look at that perfect face. Hold that stare there! Stay still!
It's a psychopath. Helga, psychopath is a Greek word. How do you say it in Greek? Psychopathis.
Oh, Max! You fucked up my shot! But please don't worry. We have all the time in the world. For now, I knew you were special the second I saw your first selfie. Yes, I still hate that word. But I love the purity of your own image. Not like Rachel, who was always looking in the wrong places. Poor Rachel. Wait. Let me try this angle.
What an asshole.
Don't move! Much better. Thanks, Max. If only Nathan could see this setup. He tried so hard. But you can't just throw a few subjects around and expect a cohesive style or theme. But
Cohesive. And you go like, Helga, why does this word matter? Let's turn it a little bit lower. Because you guys speak like that, and it's crazy that they are framing an intellectual, kind of intellectual. He's not like that, like as a criminal, a socio-psychopath.
he had an eye for shadows and an eye for a whole lot more, as his elite family will find out, along with Arcadia Bay. Nice. Good. Oh, those eyes. It's just too bad you're so goddamn nosy, Max. But this room is under 24/7
Told you, 24/7 surveillance.
surveillance, so all I had to do was text you from Nathan's phone, and you fell right into my hands.
Can you see what he says? And if you're like, Helga, you knew that. Yes, maybe, but I explained how it works. Like, I didn't explain that I am guessing, let's see how it works, right? When I was playing the game, I didn't play the game as to think how the story will end. I had already seen the game from 2J's channel, Gaming Vlogs. So I knew I didn't play it for that. I played just for fun and because I liked the story. But because now I play it and I explain spirituality through it, I had the moment to see the clues, and I immersed myself into the story and saw critically how it proves that actually Nathan is not the guy that is texting, and I'm explaining for educational purposes, of course, but I didn't say that I didn't know because I knew, but I'm explaining how it works, okay?
You really should have focused on schoolwork, not private detecting with your little friend.
How much it feels like I'm talking with the reader when he is talking, fuck my life.
Chloe. Right. Yeah, I'm sorry that Nathan killed her in self-defense.
Nathan killed in her self-defense. Can you see this is spiritual language? He is hiding behind Nathan.
But she had a troubled history, like most Arcadia Bay dropouts. Nobody will be surprised. Or care. Though I promise, people will care when you die tonight, Max. I wasn't lying when I said you have a gift. Okay. Now this looks good. Maybe a few more close-ups. Max, please do not move so much. I need you posed and framed my way.
Can you see the language behind this? I need you posed and framed my way. And this is exactly what the reader was doing. He wanted you posed and framed his way. So I know many Persians people, they say it's not my way, it is Yahweh. And they say the name of my dad, Yahweh. It's not my way, it's not how I want things, it's how God wants things. And maybe it's a little bit Persian type of language, I agree, but I like how they say it. They say not my way, God, Yahweh. And this is exactly what the reader wasn't. He wasn't Yahweh, he was my way, how I will please myself, how I will gratify myself. He was an egoist, right? So he wanted things his way, not Yahweh, you know. And I really like that when Percy says that, you know, like I'm not always disagreeing with Percy, but obviously I agree with some stuff that he says, and so I do with Creon. When they talk, I have stuff that I agree with them, and this is such a good touch that Jefferson wants things his way and he doesn't give voice to the people that he's around. And as a teacher, he is dominant, and his students are essentially what he's doing here. His subjects for photography, nothing more. Alright?
Maybe a new dose will calm you down.
No.
Now don't move or this will hurt much. Stupid bitch! You just don't listen, do you? In fact, you never did hear much in my class.
No, I
You had.
didn't. I didn't hear anything in the reader's class. Why? Because she was saying crap all the time and I didn't want to hear, and I was playing BB Racing. That's all that I did.
You might have seen all this coming. God damn, you are a fighter, though. I've had my eye on you, and I've noticed that you've been more fearless this week than maybe your whole life. Remember my #1 rule. Always take the shot.
Oh my god, the pun. Always take the shot. Such a pun, isn't it? Shot for the picture, but also for the TRUG. Okay, so we altered a little bit the future because we spilled liquid into his photographs, and this destroyed kind of like the printed paper. I'm not quite sure. I'm not really an expert into this, but yeah, we tampered a little bit with the future, so maybe we will have better understanding now. I don't know. Maybe we will. I don't remember. I don't remember how it went. I will just play this scene here.
Jesus.
Just play this scene here, and I will close the
I
video.
can't believe that happened. So sick.
Okay. So we will look at another picture because this episode is called Polarized. So
Whoa. I'm definitely more awake in this photo. I could try this one.
yeah. So let's see the other stuff.
Wait. Jefferson couldn't handle stains on his photos. Good. Now I can use them. No. That picture isn't going to help. And I can't go through all that again. I won't.
Can I see that? Yeah.
Okay. I broke those files when I kicked the trolley.
Okay. Focus on the photo.
This might work.
please work.
So we are trying now to go back in the past and maybe change something and escape and maybe help Chloe because Chloe is dead in this timeline and we have to change that.
Wise yet so innocent.
Okay, so that's the last part that I played for today because I wanted to wrap up this session about spirituality and how Jefferson is working and how the reader was in my class and all that shit. And yeah, let's see how it works. Helga, you don't really remember. I don't really remember all the details. I remember some details, not everything, because the game is really big. I've played it many times and I have taken many different paths, so you can't always expect it to be the same. But let's see.
I'm getting some spectacular images here, Max.
Okay, let's... So, Jefferson is abducting his students that he is choosing to take pictures of them, and he is drugging them to do that.
Yes, Victoria would kill to be in your place, but she doesn't understand our connection. You're the winner, Max. I choose you. Your portrait. Fuck you. You're trying too hard. I know you're scared. You all have the same doe-eyed look when you wake up here, replaced by fear as you realize what's about to happen.
Mr. Jefferson, why are you doing this?
Max, I'm so glad you asked that question. Simply put,
The video is also very dark. It's my screen is in the max brightness. It's just that it is dark because Jefferson is in the dark. That means that he's a dark side person, and Max is in the light because she is a light person. Okay, that's the meaning behind it, but I can't see him better either.
obsessed with the idea of capturing that moment. Innocence evolves into corruption. That shift from black to white to gray and beyond. Most models are cynical. They lose that naivete. However, some Blackwell students carry their hope and optimism with them like an aura.
Can you see how he's speaking about an aura in contrast with a naivety that is lost and it goes to corruption? People who work for Zeus are obsessed with virginity and naivety and purity that comes with childhood. That's why they can become, you know what, you can imagine what I'm going to, like the dark side with kids, right? I can't say the words because YouTube, but the reason why they can do that, they are dark, according to my knowledge at least, is because they are obsessed with virginity and being like a child. If you remember, my father said, "Be like a child." He said that the reader said that, "Be like a child, naive and pure, and don't have adult needs." That's because they are actually obsessed with being like that. This is how Zeus wants us. He wants adult babies, and this is very much the how does this help Zeus? Because Zeus is the devil, it helps him abuse kids. You get exactly what I mean. This is where it goes. Everything goes down to there. You have to accept that this is what I said about your country, that it has normalized abuse like that. That's what I mean. Okay. Hope this clarifies why he says this stuff. Why he says about aura. He says about naivete. That's why he says that it's mysticism. Okay.
And those lucky few become my models, my subjects.
Yes, you're a
I
psychopath.
told you.
And this is your last session.
Au contraire, Max.
Au contraire.
I'm so sane that nobody knows what's happening to you right now. And don't...
He's not sane, he's just a mystic. He knows how to protect himself through mysticism. On the contrary, nobody knows what is happening to you right now. No, you are hiding, you are a mystic, okay? That's mysticism. And if you're like, Helga, you mean mysticism as you do spirituality? Yes, yes, yes. As you can see, he's using his powers all the time. He says, nobody knows what's happening to you. He has her in a bunker, nobody knows, because he's using his powers all the time. And only a very good, a professional, a skilled mystic like me can tackle that, okay? You need a lawyer in this case. Like, you have like an accuser in the court, that's the mystic, and you have to have a lawyer if you are the accused one. If you are like in the dock and you are accused by the accuser, you need a lawyer, and that lawyer has to be a person like me who knows the law deeply and can access windows, let's say, like ports into the law that you don't know that deep. Okay, you need to have somebody that is as deep in these matters as the person that is accusing you. That's why you need me. That's why I said you need me with Fitzgerald, because these people are deep. They are deeper than you, and you need a lawyer with them. Okay.
Get me started on your late partner. I had enough of those faux punk sluts in my Seattle days.
Okay. You killed Chloe. You go to hell. Okay, I will. My father says you can answer like you here. Okay, I will answer like me. You killed Chloe or go to hell. Go to hell. I would just curse him. I wouldn't even care to tell him the truth because he knows the truth. He just doesn't want to witness it. So go to hell.
Go to hell. You will for everybody you've hurt.
Yeah, that's one.
Unlike pure sweet Kate Marsh, I don't believe in that bullshit. She could have been my masterpiece.
Can you see?
The world is what an artist makes it, and my muse.
Blah blah blah. Artists don't kill. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. God, I hate your voice now.
You might as well savor it, considering it's the last you'll hear. Oh. That struck a nerve. Your face changed color. Beautiful.
You will not get away with this. I want you to know that.
When you told the principal that I made Kate cry, I thought you almost had me. It's good our esteemed Principal Wells is like most administrators. A closet drunk.
As you can see, he's accusing the principal. He's saying that I will die, he will kill me, the other person is drunk. Common tactics of mystics. You shouldn't even care about what he says. He's just throwing bullets with an empty gun at this point. He doesn't even throw bullets, he's just making noise. You shouldn't even care what he says, okay? He's just accusing and threatening, nothing more. Stupid bullshit, okay? Rubbish, don't listen.
I do know that the Prescotts are going to have a major scandal when the town finds out what their elite son has been doing for homework.
Yeah, definitely. You used Nathan, he's as sick as you. I would say you used Nathan, if I had to choose.
You used Nathan.
I prefer the term manipulated.
Can you see, didn't I say they manipulate? Didn't I say this term? They manipulate the mystics, that's what I mean, Zé. Can you see it?
Like with an image. Nathan's was easy to twist around.
Exactly, twist around.
I became a sort of father figure for Nathan.
And that's what Zeus happens for us. He becomes like a father figure and he's manipulating us.
It happens often in teacher-student relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of touching for a while.
Did you tell him everything about your plans at Blackwell?
Of course not.
Don't be stupid, Max.
Have you seen?
I told him what he needed to hear.
Didn't I say he tells you, a mystic tells you what you need to hear, not what you have to hear. He's using knowledge and manipulates your brain to his or their advantage, not your advantage, okay?
In return, I had access to the
Exactly.
Prescott fortune. Who do you
Exactly.
think paid for this glorious darkroom and equipment?
Of course.
How else could I get all these hip new drugs for my subjects?
Exactly.
Rachel Amber was your victim, not your subject.
Oh. Rachel Amber. That's the real tragedy. Nathan thought he could be an artist like me. Instead, the dumbass gave her an overdose.
Why Rachel? Chloe and Rachel, we don't care who she was, she could be anybody. Chloe and Rachel. Chloe and Rachel. I would say why Rachel, because I want you to see what he will answer, but I know the answer. The answer is The correct answer, I mean, is that she could be anybody. She could be Kate, she could be like Catherine, she could be Eden, she could be like Barbie, Teresa, Helga, Marina, whoever. Put another name there, whatever you want, Eva, I don't know. That's the correct answer. It could be anybody. Don't excuse abuse and say it was this particular. No, it's just the abuser. Okay, that's the end of the story. So what I would say was Chloe and Rachel, because for me Chloe and Rachel spiritually means Paul and Moses, the witnesses that are killed by the beast. But I want you to see the why Rachel answer, so I will select this for you. So because I want you to see what he will answer.
Why Rachel?
I suspect what he will answer. I think along the lines he will say that she was special, and maybe something like that. That's what I mean. That she was special and she had something important to her.
I don't have time to tell you everything.
Oh,
She was special.
didn't I say she was special? Didn't I say the word? I told you. When I speak, listen to me. I know what I'm talking about.
A human chameleon, so many visual possibilities. We had a real connection.
She let you take pictures. Did you know Frank? Okay. I wouldn't ask she'd let you take pictures. Did you know Frank? Let's see what he says. Let's see what he
Did you
says.
know she also had a connection with Frank?
Let's be honest. She was doing the classic bad boy thing. She was over Frank before it began. He just didn't know.
Okay.
Rachel is dead. But no tears. Los Angeles would have killed her anyway, so
Yeah, no
look at
tears.
this as a favor.
You're evil.
He
I
is.
see. You and your friends almost beat Nathan to death. See, we're not so different.
Yes, we are.
This is common tactic by Zeus. He's using half-truths to portray you as an evil to redirect kind of like the responsibility from him to somebody else.
I cared more
Deflect.
about Nathan than you did.
No, you didn't. It's just too bad that he fell in lust with Rachel.
He fell in lust with Rachel. No, you didn't care about him. He can't know this stuff. That's hard stuff. But he pretends he does know.
He actually thought he could mimic what I do with the camera and subject, like father, but not like son.
Where
No
is
shit.
Nathan now?
Dead and buried.
Didn't I say?
After what he did to Rachel, I knew I couldn't keep him as a protege for much longer.
Yeah.
Now the police will never find his body.
That's all the delusion of a mystic. They think nobody will ever catch them. Okay, that's their downfall. Pride comes before the falls. And my father says, "You think I don't see you?" Mysticism, right? Mystic, sorry. He says, "You say nobody is seeing me because Zeus, Babylon is the god of mysticism. You think." You say, "I'm not being seen by anybody, but I see you and nobody will save you from the fire I'm bringing down on you." This is what God, my father, says to such people because they think nobody sees them, but God sees everything, knows everything. And if you think, and if you are so delusional to think that nobody sees you, yeah, you will learn the hard way one day. That's what I mean.
Do you finally get it now, Max? I can't compromise my vision with amateurs.
You are an amateur. Look at the trail of death you left behind. You can't blame all this on Nathan. I don't care what you do to me. You're gonna die, motherfucker. For Chloe and Rachel and everybody else.
I do love your spirit, Max, but you brought yourself here by your own choice.
Okay.
Anyway, I like my models to be seen and not heard. So I have to make sure there's nothing left behind of you.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. Now, let's see how these shots came out. I can see why your instant camera is so appealing. You don't need a computer to print your work out.
No, yes, no shit. So he wants to kill us, he says, but...
Sorry. This is not art.
This is purity personified. Max.
I have all those photos in my diary. This could be a way out.
Okay, let's go back, and we will try to convince him.
Let's see how these shots came out.
Let's speak to him.
Wait! Please, Mr. Jefferson.
Max, I would love to talk shop, but I really need to go over these pictures, especially while they're fresh in my mind. I think our session was a career high for me.
Okay. Show me the photos. What are you going to do? My diary, because it is underlined.
You still have my diary.
Don't worry. Nobody's going to read it. Thanks for reminding me. There's nothing more innocent than a teenager's diary. Oh, look at your selfies. What a waste of talent. Look at that shot, Max. You can do so much better.
Okay, so we will turn back all the way through the week, the first day of the week that we started the game. So let's do that. This is where I am ending the game.
God. I can go all the way back to the moment this all started.
So this is
Max, this could be your chance to fix everything. For good.
So this is how I will end the gameplay now.
Max, I wish you could see yourself now.
And we will talk tomorrow about this game.
This one is out of focus, but that's my fault, Max. God, I wish you had been around back in my day.
Fuck.
Your eyes are so wide, so lost.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay, I did it. So, I hope you like the video, hope you reflect a little bit, because you saw that many of the things that I said, he said them, so maybe you can actually reflect on what I said and think critically about them, and maybe you help yourself somewhere with my knowledge. Anyways, love you, and I hope you will contact me, and I will see you tomorrow with the ending of the game, and then we will start another Life is Strange. So, love you very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Let's wait, Peter, for the game to load, so we are sure that we have hit the checkpoint.
Frame any one of you in it.
So yeah, we will leave it here. So I'm saying again the outro. Love you very much, and I hope you contact me. So love you and bye.